from Derivan, and today I want to talk to you about mediums. So, you know, when you walk into an art store and you see a shelf full of mediums and you wonder, well, what do I grab? What do I do with them? So let's start from the basics. So if we have a look here, we have gesso. So gesso is a white sealer that we use to apply to canvas or wood in order to prepare the surface to take our painting. So next one down off the shelf is clear sealer. So clear sealer is similar to gesso, but we would use clear sealer on a non-porous surface. So that's glass or metal or something of that sort of nature. The other thing is with clear sealer, it dries clear, and we could use that on a linen if we wanted some of that slub to show through. So next fellow off the shelf is Impasto Medium. So Impasto Medium is something that we can add to the surface of our painting. We can add paint to this as we go, so we can tint the colour of it. And what it does is form a tiny sculpted sort of mound onto the painting surface. So Impasto Medium, it's white in the jar and it will dry white. So next off the shelf is similar, but here's Gel Medium. Now Gel Medium does the same sort of things as Impasto Medium, but it dries clear. So it's white in the jar, but when it dries, it'll dry clear. We can add colour to this as we go, but the colour will appear transparent. So some of those surface colours that you have underneath will show through. So next one coming down is Polymer Gloss Varnish. And as the name might suggest, it's a varnish that dries shiny or glossy. So the important thing to note when we're using polymer gloss varnish is that when you varnish a painting, you should follow the form or the brush strokes of the painting underneath. Don't just paint it like a wall, because the light will pick up those brush strokes on the painting. So important to follow the brush strokes of your painting underneath and just work from one corner all the way down to the other and a wet edge into a wet edge. So his friend is Polymer Matte Varnish. Now matte varnish is similar to the last one, but it dries matte. So again, when we're applying matte varnish, we need to follow the form of the painting underneath. So just follow the brush strokes. Don't just paint it as a wall. So next one down is Drying Retarder. So if you've ever had a painting that you wish just stayed wet for a little bit longer, or you wanted your paint to stay more moist on the palette for a longer period, just add a couple of drops of drying retarder and it'll overcome this problem. It's very useful for those that paint plein air or if you're in a humid environment. The next one down is viscosity thickener. So viscosity thickener is something we can add to the paint to make it much thicker. So we just need a couple of drops to change it, but what it does is make this beautiful buttery sort of feel to the painting. So we can paint with pure paint in a luscious, thick way. The next one off is PreAntiquing Medium. And PreAntiquing Medium is something we apply to a surface before we place antiquing techniques on top. This one is Cracking Medium. And cracking medium is something we apply between two surfaces. So we have a background colour, we apply a cracking medium, and then we have a top colour. And what will happen is the top colour shrinks away and the cracks will appear. The next one is fabric fixative. And fabric fixative is something we can add to the paint if we wanted to paint on a fabric. The important thing to remember with fabric fixative is that we need to set it with heat. So with an iron on the product. The next one down is blocking medium. So this is something we can add to the paint in order to provide a sticky ink. So it's an ink we would use for lino cuts, wood cuts, mono printing, that sort of thing. Okay, and the next one down is printing gel. So we use printing gel when we're after a ink that's much thinner, so for screen printing and that type of thing. And the next one is spreader medium. Spreader medium is really great if we want to do like transparent washes, watercolor techniques or anything like that. Much better than adding water. Water will break down the polymers of the paint. The spreader medium will keep the paint there and keep that color intensity. So lovely for glazes or for watercolor techniques. So I hope that's been an interesting and informative introduction to some of our mediums. And look, just go out there, give them a go, add it to the paint and have a bit of fun. Thanks for watching.